What's up, Patchy? Welcome to MMA Junkie Radio. How you doing, sir?
How you doing, brother? I'm doing well. How are you, man?
Good, man. Congrats on the win. Nice bounce back, after your last fight. I think it's important to do that and just get on one of them news streaks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure, man. Coming off my first loss, I wanted to go out there and get a big finish on Friday night at Bellator 258.
And you did. And guess what? A lot of people, including us, we're trying, man. We're trying to really pump up this division. We love bantamweights. And that's because we come over from the world of boxing as well. Even before we started covering MMA, we know that the lighter weight class athletes are just as exciting as the higher weight class athletes. This sport still pays a little better, it seems like, to the higher weight class athletes. But make no mistake, fans, these guys can deliver. The bantamweight division across all promotions is awesome. And look at the 8 that Goza and I have assembled, Patchy. You got Serge at the top, Archuleta, yourself, Magomedov, Rafion Stotts, James Gallagher, Leandro Higo, Josh Hill. Look at these records.
That's
21-5,
crazy, man.
25-3, 14-1, 18-1, 16-1, 11-1, 20-5, 20-4. Let's get the Grand Prix going, baby.
That's what we're talking about, man. I'm hoping for the Grand Prix for sure. Hopefully by the end of the year, early next year, I think, hopefully they can get it going. I know they have 2 Grand Prix going right now, so I feel like it might be a little tough.
Yeah, I guess, but I love Grand Prix. I think Grand Prix is kind of gives a jolt to a division, puts a big spotlight on it. Of course, the final prize is great, but they do it in a nice way where the champion defends along the way. We make them all 5-round fights. So I think there's something to it. And I'll come clean with you. We had Austin Vanderford the other day on our show, and we were looking. I told him, bro, you guys are getting close to middleweight, but we still need a body or two. We got Talk Lyoto dropping to 85, keep Lorenz at 85. But your division has the athletes. You guys can pull it off.
We even have more than 8, I think, that you could even push if you look at the top ranked guys. I think Darian Caldwell, Kiori Horiguchi, some names that aren't mentioned there. Even Henry Corrales, the guy that just beat Henry Corrales last week. I think that they could even do 16 if they really look deep enough into the division.
Well, maybe 12. How about 4 guys get a pass in the first round or something?
Yeah, bye or something like that.
Yeah,
I mean they did it at the higher weight at 16. So I mean featherweight, I believe, at 16. So I could see them finding 16 names for sure.
They did. Anyway, regardless of all that, how's your health coming out of this fight? When would you like to fight? When, not who. When would you like to fight next before we can even tackle all that other stuff?
I feel like I'm healthy, I went through like a little pinch in my back like a week before the fight, but it just kind of hindered me the fight week. Like right now, I feel like I'm almost like a couple more days, I'll be back to like 100% training, and I just want to fight as soon as possible,
Yeah, because you kept busy, pre-pandemic. I think you had 4 in 2019, 3 in 2018.
4 a year I averaged for like 5 years, I think. It was crazy.
Was that because you were trying to establish yourself, or that's what you like, or you needed the money? Because now that I imagine your status is so high as a top 5, top 3 Bellator fighter, do you want to slow things down and be a little bit more precise in what you do next?
No, man, I just want to stay busy. I think when I'm consistent is when I'm best. So I feel maybe, staying in camp, getting better, just constant improvement is what also helped me run my streak up so high. So I want to just keep, stay busy and keep getting these names. Of course, now that I'm top in the division, I want real big names, guys that could add to my resume.
Patchy, the incident you were talking about with your back, I want to talk a little bit about the weight cut. I know that a lot of it is physical, but some of it can be mental. And I know that was a tough weight cut, but was there like a stress that comes with that injury as well that makes that weight cut difficult?
Yeah, it's almost just it does wear on you mentally as well, but physically it's the hardest, I think, trying to keep the workouts, because you need the workouts in order to keep the water weight off you, and losing multiple days like the week of the fight is hard for me. If you look at the division, I'm also bigger than a lot of these guys. I mean, I've seen them all this weekend. I'm the biggest, probably the biggest bantamweight that was on the card this weekend, I'd say. Just with my length and my stature, and even what I walk at compared to, I think, what they walk at.
I was just gonna ask you that when you size everybody up, you're one of the bigger dudes. Your future at bantamweight, I know you have a lot of unfinished business there, but eventually featherweight, and what do you think of that division?
Yeah, eventually featherweight, but I'm not. I feel like I'm asked that question even in my post fight, just because the weight cut was a little difficult. But it was just difficult because of my the little injury I had, because it was hard. I had to take 4 days off, I'd say, with the quarantine. But aside from that, I make weight pretty easy. I made weight for the title fight at 134.5, I think, and then I went to Ryzen and I made weight there at 134. I made kilograms or whatever. So I don't know. I feel like right now it's just bantamweight. I don't really look too much at featherweight.
Patchy, if I wanted to pick a fight with you, I think I could get it done in one DM. Why is this guy sending you 40?
I don't know what's going on with that guy, man. I feel like he kind of pulled out the fight. I don't really know. He said he hurt his shoulder. He wasn't like in a sling or nothing when I was at the fight or whatever. I seen him there all week. He kind of was just starting shit with me, just I don't know, just kind of being brass and just trying to be like a knucklehead, try to get in my head, because we're obviously supposed to fight. So I didn't even know why he was there. It turned out he was cornering someone, but then it just turned out to him just kind of blowing me up in the DM on Instagram. It was kind of weird. I was like, it's just uncommon. I never really had someone do that before. So I was just trying to focus on my fight and just go out there and win. That was my main goal on like last Thursday or last Wednesday when he was doing all this shit.
Can you summarize what the main theme of the 40 DMs was? Was it like jumping around on different topics, or was it like...
Yeah, just different topics. Just basically saying he's a higher status fighter or whatever, that I want to be where he is. Just talking about a lot of bullshit about money, just real immature. It was like some high school shit, to be honest with you. I never really he was just talking about a lot of shit that didn't mean anything. And I was just talking facts. I feel like we were scheduled to fight. I'm not sure why you pulled out, but he wanted me to wait for the fight. He said, don't fight on May 7th. Wait until June or July. And I told him prior to this, I'm not waiting for no fight. I want to fight that, May 7th, and then we'll fight after that. But now that I've gotten through May 7th, I don't know. I haven't heard a word out of him.
How do you think this whole thing will shake out at the top? Who do you feel they'll match you up with, or who do you want next? If you had any say in the decision making?
I mean, I think he was ranked like 4th or 5th when we were matched. I just don't, this is a fight to make. Like, we were already matched. He pulled out. There's not real clear reason why he pulled out. He says because of injury. So if he's not injured, I want, the James Gallagher fight's the fight to be made, Me versus him. I run right through him, and then I get a shot at Pettis. That's my, that would be my goal. If not, and if Pettis wants it, and he needed to stay active, I'm next in the line in the division. I'm ranked number 2. I think it goes Pettis, Archuleta, and then myself. So, I'm right there. I feel like, I'm not that far from the title shot. So, I just want the fight that was originally booked, because I really want to kind of highlight real James Gallagher out there.
Oh shit, nice. Okay, are you gonna tell Scott Coker, yo, dog, I come out second. I'm the A side now.
Yeah, I came out second this fight, and I feel like if Gallagher was on there, it'd have still been the same. So, I'm ranked higher than him, and I've beaten the guy that knocked him out. I beat him in 60 seconds. So, level of competition. You want to talk names and stuff. I really don't feel like James Gallagher could have went out there and fought at Albert Morales last week. I think he'd have probably got starched by him. So,
Mm-hmm. Well, listen, you and them other fellas, you guys are making it really, really interesting there at 135. I'm going to keep pushing this narrative anytime we have any of you fighters on. I think they've done what it takes to get a Grand Prix going. They've done it for the other divisions. Heavyweight missed out on the one.
I'm not sure if there's ever been a Grand Prix or even a tournament at 135 that big. I feel like even PFL, they're like 145 and above. I don't think there's a bantamweight tournament there.
Correct.
Bellator's never done one either. So it'd show love to us smaller guys, of course. And bantamweight, sells a little better, than flyweight always has. So.
And you know what? We got to give you guys at least that too. As annoying as you may find Gallagher, he is a character, and in a division you need some characters, you need some heels and some baby faces. And I don't want to talk pro wrestling. But it seems like you got quality names, quality records, characters. It's all the ingredients to bake that pie, a Grand Prix. And I want to get you guys paid too. I love it when they hold up them checks for 7 figures.
Yeah, that's a dream, to win a 7-figure check. That'd be a dream. So I'm hoping it comes to fruition too. It's been talked about for a long time, not by, I wouldn't say the promotion, but just a lot of the fans and stuff. I've always seen them comment on my stuff and even other people's stuff when Horiguchi was champion, and when it was vacated, they were talking about it too. So, I would love to have a tournament. I feel like that would be the best way to do things, and no one really could hide from each other because the best would eventually fight the best,
You see that interview Jake Shields did where he gave you a lot of props. He was saying there's a lot of guys that he helps coach where he has to stay on top of them, to get the workouts in. He goes, This guy's the reverse. This guy's hollering at me. That's high praise from a former world champion. And it's just good to hear, I love hearing those stories about fighters that really, really want it and want to reach their goals.
Yeah, man. I call Jake every morning to try to, we train at 11 o'clock upstairs at Extreme Couture every day, basically like 4 days a week, 5 days a week. And I call him every morning. I'm always trying to work with the guy. He's like one of the new additions to my team. Jake's like I'm a grappler, so he's one of my head coaches in grappling. And then he just helps me out a lot. And me and my boy Kobe Fair, we're both like dedicated, basically prodigies of him now. We just train underneath this guy every day and we listen to him. And like I'll roll with Jake like if I have to 3 rounds or right in a row. He's he weighs like 200 pounds. He just smashes me. So like I think I'm addicted to rolling with him and learning from him because I never had anybody kind of handle me on the mat like that. And then it keeps me humble, and it also it makes me realize I don't really know too much stuff and that my ceiling is just so high because I felt like I knew a lot, but even like after the title fight and then like kind of rebranding at Extreme Couture, I feel like, there's so much stuff that I'm still learning. So I'm like so novice at it. So now meeting Jake, I'm like every single day I want to roll with that guy until, I want to be smashing him, I can't be letting him just like, so every day until I get there. It's only been like, let's say 2 months with them. So I feel like I'm just going to get better now.
I was laughing with you, definitely not at you, but I've heard the same story from a lot of athletes that have trained with Jake the past 15 years. It feels like someone parked the car in your chest. You just can't get them off you.
So heavy.
Everyone learns.
He's so heavy, man. It's eye-opening. And then, the arm triangle that I hit my fight last week, he does that to me. So and he teaches me it. So I feel like I'm defending it so often that the other day I'm hitting it. I was very patient. I feel like that's how I've become now. Is more patient with my submissions because I learned in my title fight that you don't want to just throw everything all at once, the kitchen sink, then your arms are all tired and fatigued. So I really learned patience from Jake, and then just confidence in my sticking with my submissions, not just like having 1 or 2 squeezes at it. I feel like kind of slowly weathering and wearing a guy down and then hitting.
One more thing. We haven't introduced ourselves at Extreme Couture. We've had you on our show when we were on SiriusXM. We've talked to you a few times, but we've seen you. You're definitely one of the hard workers over there. Is that now your full-time gym? And also, can you speak on Coach Eric Nixick's Monday practice? Man, he goes overtime with you guys. Yeah. He really taxes that cardio. I love watching that one.
Yeah. Well, that's my full-time gym now. I switched from Jackson Wink. I originally came out to Vegas to see my manager Ali and kind of get set up. He had the Russian team out here. So I did a few weeks there, and then I went to Extreme Couture, and I really liked Extreme Couture as well. So then I started training here about like 2.5 months ago prior to this fight. And then I started working with Coach Eddie, Coach Dennis, and then also Coach Eric prior to working with Jake. And then Jake had been in the gym as well. So, but Eric is like a wizard out there. I hit pads with him a couple times a week. And then he also runs, the strength and conditioning cardio. And on Mondays, we just push the envelope. That's one of my favorite classes because it's like mindset training as well. The cardio is like where I see other guys like kind of breaking. That's where I kind of get started. I really enjoy the Monday. It's like better than any class I think I've ever done.
Oh man, yeah, Eric's gonna love hearing that. And you're right. You know what? It seems like for that hour that you guys are practicing, it's all physical. And even though the last 15 minutes that he tacks on is physical because you're doing physical stuff, you're right. It's actually mental. And he's trying to push everybody into an area where, you know, we're going to figure out who are the champions and who are going to be maybe just contenders or whatever.
Yeah, man.
I love that mentality.
It's your mindset training. And I feel like, you know, he really does find different ways to push, and he finds different ways to make it very similar to MMA fights, like applicable to MMA fight, where your adrenaline's running, where you're up, down. You're not just striking or doing grappling, just one set. You're doing everything. Like 1 minute you might be carrying a dude on your back running, and then next thing you know, you're sprinting or shadow boxing or doing takedowns or ground and pound, you know? So it's like, or even live grappling. He mixes it all together. So it's like in an MMA fight, you can't really expect that. Like some people think they know what it is, and then you get in like a crazy scramble. You thought you were on top of the guy. You guys get back to your feet, and then it's live again, and you're back punching. You're, you know, there's like your adrenaline. You know what I mean? It's like that's when fatigue starts hitting in. You know, where it's like I feel like you can't really specifically train for an MMA fight because of those nerves and because it's such live. You know,
we were just talking about it earlier on the show where there's moments in a fight where, let's say, someone really wanted to take the fight to the ground and someone didn't. And so there's that battle against the cage. You know, the guy's switching to a single, the other guy's working underhooks. And then if for some reason the grappler can't get it there, or the guy that wanted to get the fight to the ground, and they break away, there's this big like collective sigh, this gush through the arena. The announcers feel it and they say it to us fans. The guys that are gambling are like, oh, you know, I got a shot here or whatever. Yeah. And then I know you fighters, one of you is looking at the other one going, yeah, bitch, what's up now? Like, you know, you didn't get me where you wanted. And it's up to the other guy to dig deep. And so there's those little mini battles that we all miss. But I know you guys are going through it.
Yeah, we feel them. We feel them when you're in there. I felt it last week when I kind of tried to take Albert Morales' back, and then he reversed me, and I ended up on bottom. And I'm thinking, you know, I spent 2 minutes controlling him. And then he spent, let's say, 1.5 minutes controlling me. So there's like, it's like a dip of momentum.
Yeah.
So when the momentum dips and stuff, it's easy for guys to like have self-doubt and quit, you know, or when the going gets tough. Or I feel like you see a lot of people beat themselves in those moments, you know what I mean? As opposed to the other guy beating them or sticking to their training. So really understanding that and being calm, I feel in the moment kind of helps you get through these weird emotions when you're fighting, because, you know, everyone has them, especially when you're prize fighting in front of people, cameras. It's, you know, there's a bunch of stuff that leads up to it.
Hell yeah. You guys are in your underwear. Millions at home are watching.
It's crazy, yeah.
And let's not forget, you got to impress them 3 judges that are on the side. How did they rate that? You know what I mean? You guys got a lot going through your head, man. Much respect to what you guys do. And again, great job on Friday night, Patchy. And this has been a fun conversation with you, man. So thanks for the time today.
Anytime, man. I appreciate it. And big shout out, like I said, to my team on Jake Shields, Extreme Couture. We're coming, and you know, by the end of the year, hopefully we get that belt around our waist.
Nice. All right, Patchy. Take care. We'll see you.
See you, brother.